Now, see, we usually start the show with, we didn't die. So now this time we can say, we died.
Or we're unconscious.
We don't know.
It was a fade to black.
Just like a disappointing sex scene.
How'd you know it?
Well,
I don't know what
Looks
Whisper
like he turned
likes
off my
to do.
mic for a moment.
Whisper does not have sex. Whisper is asexual in that they reproduce asexually.
You like to spore things all over things.
That's asexual reproduction.
How old is Whisper? Like 14, 15?
5.
days. He keeps chopping down trees and turning them into tissues. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, to be fair, out of all of this, Whisper's the one who would be coming back.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like every time that he takes a swing, he can regain 11 hit points. So
Speaking of regaining hit points,
Are we?
might be wishful thinking.
I tried.
Yeah, so welcome to the Dead Party podcast, where everybody's dead and the deaths don't matter.
Yeah, well, we're dying to be there.
So what happened last time, you guys?
We died.
The entire session was combat.
we did,
Killed it.
We didn't kill any of the kitties, which was the important part, I guess.
Yeah, the
You
babies
died so that others may live.
Yeah.
The cats were smarter than we were.
They left
They
and then left.
I mean, to be fair, 2 of 3 of them were unconscious in a ongoing battlefield. So, yes, we'll go with they most certainly didn't die.
They went to the farm, we know.
They're very sleepy.
Thank you, Batman.
Oh, look at that poor little guy all tuckered out. Anyway, yeah. so-
College humor, not a sponsor.
but if you want to,
But if you wanna,
yeah. So you guys were trapped in the forest shadow. You were hugged by some displacer kitties. Some of them hugged a few of you with the insides of their stomachs.
I hugged one of them back with leaves.
You guys were surrounded by
Old friends.
old friends, some sovereignty troops that at least a couple of you recognized. Whisper still sees everybody as just like piles of shapes.
Yeah, just like potentially infectable material.
Aw,
organic.
we like you too.
Unorganic.
Yeah, like Whisper goes to look at you and you're just this shadow with a little circle crossed through it. It's like, nah. And when last we left Suna, she had been speared multiple times by spectral sovereignty troops, and she got to watch all of you get swarmed. And that's where we're going to pick up, actually. Suna, the last thing you recall was seeing all of that, and then all of the pain of being stabbed. You are... yes. Good game, you guys. So what do we do for the other 39 minutes of the...
Cuddle?
Galdrian must find Suna's body and bury it with the cookies.
No.
We can play polka.
Cuddle?
Suna, that's the last thing you see. And then painfully, just like hitting your back after falling out of a tree, you just slam into place, open your eyes, and there is a face that is upside down staring you in your eyes. You see some pointed ears and a long tress of, we'll say, blonde hair that's being held up by some leaves and vines. There is a young girl who is just looking at you. Her eyes kind of slightly glow a little bit. And she sees you open your eyes, goes, "Oh, you're awake. How wonderful." And she steps up and stands over you and goes, "Oh, brother dear, this one's awake." And you hear this gruff voice from across the way go, "Alive. The word you're looking for is alive. That one is alive." And she goes, "Asleep, alive, dead. It's all the same." And you hear him go, "No." And they are very particular and distinct conditions. And she shrugs and says, "Oh, well, I'm going to go look at that one." The small girl, stands up, brushes off her dress, and walks away. You see a pair of very hairy digitigrade legs step into your view. There are, nicely trimmed and cloven hooves at the bottom of them. And a walking stick just kind of like bonks you on the head. You there. Hello.
That hurts.
Oh, good. Then the spell took. You're welcome.
What spell?
He holds down a hand.
I'm not holding hands with you.
Well, I was just trying to be polite, but okay. I wanted to make sure that after I brought you back from the dead, you were able to emulate. But I suppose your people are...
So wait a minute. You brought me back from the dead. I was dead?
Yes. Well, I suppose my sister brought you back from the dead. I harnessed the magic to do so. Did you want to stay on the ground, or would you like to oversee the revivification of your friends?
My friends are dead?
Yes.
Which ones?
Well, there's the elf, and he points somewhere, like he takes his walking stick and just points over there.
You have to be more specific on which elf.
There's the human. He points over there, and he goes, and I think that one is reforming itself, but I'm not sure.
Ah, those friends. Okay. Yes. I will help.
Well, if I hold my hand out this time, are you going to actually take it, or are you going to lay there all smarmy-like?
I see you haven't met Suna.
And
It
I'm
is
just,
quite taxing to perform these miraculous healings.
Cookies could help.
I see.
If I had any cookies, I would help.
No, it's not enough for you to bring me back from the dead. I want cookies.
He
Out of the goodness of your heart, I want cookies.
he gives a harumph and just, well, I suppose laying on the ground it is, and he just walks away from you.
I'm going to try to stand up.
All of your everything is very tingly, and it feels like your entire body is asleep, so you have to kind of like flop over and slowly push yourself up, and when you stand up, you're very wobbly. Laying over there on the ground is, we'll say, maybe 40 or 50 feet away from you is Todoki. He looks like he is covered in blood. Laying over there somewhere near him is Giovanna. She also looks like she is covered in blood. And somewhere in between them, there's just this pile of goop that is slowly forming various bits that you recognize as Whisper.
You see like a hand slowly rising out. Yes, Whisper. You see just like a thumbs up as Whisper is slowly reforming. probably took down most of those 75 undead elves, but there were more than 75 after a certain point, I bet. Because we killed a lot of people. Can I roll to see how many it took down?
It was more than the dice that you have.
All right.
Glorious last stand achieved.
Yeah, when Whisper sticks his thumb up, that little girl in the dress comes skipping by, and his hand like reflexively opens, and she just gives it a high five.
I was gonna say.
Suna can see her, skip over to Todoki, and she points at that one. And now that you can see him, you recognize a satyr, which is to say a man who is half man, half goat. He has a glorious, like, belly button length beard, and he looks probably, in human terms, probably in his late 50s ish. He's got the bald pate and the halo hair, and he's got a walking stick, and the little girl starts dancing circles around him, and she points at Todoki, and he just shakes his head, and she points at Giovanna, and he
Shrug.
At which point he holds his staff up with two hands, and lightning strikes it several times, and then he just like very gently sets it on the ground. The wind is whipping around him, so his beard is like blowing all over the place, and his hair is going in crazy directions. And the little girl just reaches over and grabs the staff, and then touches Giovanna. And a very similar thing happens. You just almost bounce off of the ground, and all of that pain, it just comes and hits you at once.
Oof. Did anybody get the license of that caravan?
The little girl, like shakes off, and her hair is sticking up in all different directions. And she leans over and goes, "Ooh, this one's awake too." And he goes, "A lot," and she skips off. Alive. This one is alive. You're alive now. You're welcome.
At a what?
We were dead.
I think I would have noticed.
You're not alive yet.
I think you're still down, dude.
Oh, he said I shook my head.
Yeah, whenever she asks
No, they're not bringing you back.
if you next,
Yeah.
Okay.
they went to Giovanna.
Yeah.
You're an elf. Fuck no.
You're still dead.
Okay.
Anybody happen to have anything like along the lines of alcoholic?
The satyr, whom you can look up and see.
Yeah.
He's got his belt, and he just grabs something off of it and drops it onto your chest.
You're a saint.
I've been called many things. I shall have to add that to my list of preferred names.
I might upgrade it if this is good.
Oh, it's the best. I make it myself. Go easy on it.
Yeah, Giovanna's going to slowly sit up and then take a swig. Like, is it actually good?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
It appears to be some kind of like sweetened fermented cream with honey and spices in it, and he gestures over to one of the pins, and there are well, for starters, there are pins, and there are all kinds of mundane creatures in there. And he says, "Yes, you have no idea how hard it is to maintain a proper cow in this forest.
My compliments, dude.
You should enjoy it while you can."
Hey, you didn't happen to grab a staff. My staff, did you?
He points in another direction, and Suna, when you turn, you're no longer in the forest shadow. You are in this beautiful sunlit meadow. Rays are just coming through the trees. And on top of a almost exaggerated hill, there is a gigantic mushroom house.
Wait.
So think, so think about like the traditional red capped white spotted mushroom. There is a house-sized house or a house-sized mushroom sitting on top of that hill.
Whisper is getting kind of confused and is starting to look a little house-shaped as they reform, but then starts course correcting.
He grows 2 windows instead of eyes.
It gets a little red.
And the satyr says, "Your objects are up there.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind. We had to make sure that there was nothing dangerous. His people," and he points at Todoki, "they've been bringing all sorts into the forest."
Yes, I know.
Well, good. But as this is my glade, well, our glade, I didn't want to bring anything that would harm my sister.
Oh, wait. Did you take those 2 weapons out of my bag that was for my friend?
No, they are still in your bag.
Okay.
I put everything back.
Okay. As I say, they weren't meant to be used. At least not yet. They're for a friend.
I'm just holding them.
Whisper is Whisper reformed enough to
We'll say he's probably got like an arm and a shoulder and most of his head.
Whisper is going to send a communication spore to the satyr, showing Todoki betraying his people to save the forest.
The satyr like looks at you and goes, "Oh, that won't do. Not at all.
Betrayals are bad.
I don't need that kind of external influence, and I can only imagine what it would do to the mind of a youngster." And he just walks over to Whisper and like bops you on the head with his staff. You forcibly grow a mouth. And
But
he goes, "Try that."
But does he grow a larynx? And a voice box? And all those things? Whoa. Volume down, big fella.
Hold on. And he bops you again. Try it again. Hold on. Almost there. And he bops you one more time.
That elf is not like the others.
Oh, yes, I know. Well, she knows, and he points to the little girl who's like running rings around some smaller toadstools. She told me.
Cute kid.
I didn't say she was a child.
So, are we going to help my other friend, too?
Listen, it's particularly taxing.
Oh, so you need a breather.
Yes.
Okay, I understand that. So, have you been watching us?
No. I was out on a sojourn looking for some healing materials that are only available in the forest shadow. And I happened to come across your bodies, as well as a couple I can only assume you knocked them out, displacer beasts. And I figured to myself, you know, if someone were in enough of a right mind to not kill a beast for being a beast, then perhaps they didn't deserve the fate that befell them.
Okay.
So I brought you back here.
So how did you get out of the Shadow Forest? We were having issues.
He goes, and he takes a step and disappears, and then reappears over on the other side of you. It's that.
Yes. We do that too normally, but for whatever reason we could not leave.
Maybe it's pissed exclusively at us.
Huh.
Something was stopping us.
Oh, yes. The sovereignty soldiers carry torques that prevent that sort of thing. I imagine... Have you recently come into contact with a large number of sovereignty troops?
Dead.
I was going to say, we blew up a camp.
Rather spectacularly.
Sure.
It had a big
I imagine that could be.
iron thing that we blew up.
Oh, iron in the forest. Dreadful.
Yes, I agree. So we blew it up.
You started a fire in the forest? Seems unwise. Especially for a guardian.
Wasn't really a fire.
It was just a big boom. you know?
Yeah, it was more of a, boom.
Well, the little girl comes skipping back and says, "What about the last one? What about the last one?" Very well. I suppose, if we must.
Yes, please.
Need a fortifying swig? Because this stuff is amazing.
Oh, maybe later. And he repeats this process, holding his staff up, letting it channel lightning, and then the girl touching the staff and Todoki at the same time.
T, you awake?
Hey, pretty boy.
The little girl goes, "Ooh, tea sounds lovely."
I mean, yes, but that's not what I meant.
It's the last time I let you take me to that fucking place.
Well,
The little girl puts her hands over her ears.
You're upsetting the kid.
they just brought you back from the dead.
The satyr looks at her and goes, "You are over 2,000 years old. You have heard worse." And she kind of turns her nose up and skips off towards the house.
I do not understand why anyone
What the fuck?
would engage in sexual intercourse in the forest shadow.
He can talk.
For the moment. I don't know what those spores of yours, how they would affect my physiognomy, or hers for that matter.
Todoki is gonna just kind of put a hand over his face and lay back down.
Gio's gonna wander over and slap the bottle of stuff out of here, fortify yourself.
Oh,
Yes,
This I can get behind.
you'll need it. Actually, when you're done with that, I'll need it too.
Glug, 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 glug.
If you choke, I'm not cleaning it up.
So you keep drinking it. It keeps pouring.
I eventually get tired of it. Well, there.
Todoki, go ahead and make me a good old fortitude type save.
Oh, that's a 4.
Yes, you
You drunk.
you are feeling good by the time you stand up, and are significantly impaired.
Excellent.
He takes it back and takes a couple of swigs out of it. He says, "Well, you're welcome."
You have gratitude. My people understand manners.
Yes. Well, it is most welcome, unfortunately. And he just kind of looks, does a slow circle around you. I don't think there's much I can do for you.
There is no need. Keep my allies safe. Keep yourself safe.
Oh, we're quite safe.
Keep the forest safe, and all will be well.
Everything is safe here. And he holds up a finger and points at all of you. So don't start anything.
You live in peace with that which is like me.
He says, yes, we have several trods just over there.
You even reside in something akin to my people. It provides shelter.
It was going to die, so we brought it back.
Much as how when creatures of flesh die, my people often use them for...
He's creepy. Let him spore again.
That's rude. Every individual, and he kind of starts walking away. Says, every individual speaks in its own way, and it might do you well to listen. My sister is, I suppose, making tea. That was what she said. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
Enough for all of us?
Will it be actual tea or play tea? Or are we just rolling dice on that?
No, she makes an excellent tea. She actually collects the flowers herself and preserves them for it.
I could go for a cup of tea.
If you wish, you may take some of my matter and study it.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. He holds out his walking stick, and you've reformed about to the point where you can stand up. Like, the shape is there. Your fine features might need some work. He says, yes. Anyway, welcome to my grove. This is our grove.
We appreciate it.
I suppose you would. Tell me, what brings you this far into the forest?
I don't know. Why did you bring us this far in the forest?
Well, I found you just a few moments from here.
We were attempting to escape from the elves.
Ah, yes, them.
Camp. Boom.
Yes, there's 4 more. And it is destroying the forest, so we need to go after those 4.
That's unfortunate. On all fronts. The elves shouldn't be here.
I agree.
As do I.
Oh, well, seeing as we're all in agreement.
Sunchasers seem to be pushy little assholes. No offense, pretty boy.
They have been for some time.
Agreed.
I remember, and he kind of leans back on his walking stick. Says, I remember a time when they were more generous and giving. Granted, that was a very long time ago.
I was going to say, how long ago was that?
Let's see. Well, several thousand years, I would think.
So what happened?
To whom?
To the sun chaser
Oh,
sovereignty that
yes.
made them not as...
I imagine it was any number of external influences that caused them to... Well, I suppose it's difficult to say. I know their last emperor was more outward looking, I suppose. Less concerned with his people's politics and the gods, and more concerned with the people themselves. And the little girl comes out, and she's got a tray, and it has, we'll say, like 10 child-sized mugs on it, and a gigantic pot of tea.
I'm going to go up and try to help her. Does she need any help with the tray or anything?
I've got it.
Okay, I was just...
Listen, just because I'm short doesn't mean I'm less capable.
I know the feeling.
Exactly.
Okay,
And she hands you a tiny cup of tea.
thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I don't have sugar, but I do have this sweetened sugar cane. And you can just use it to stir.
Okay, thank you.
You'll have to share that because I only have one.
I'm going to stir a couple times and then hand it back.
So no looking at.
Yeah, she hands each of you a cup of tea. Hands her brother a cup of tea. Gets a cup and holds it out to Whisper.
Whisper looks at it, takes the cup, opens their mouth, puts the cup in the mouth, lets it sit there for a second. That was very enjoyable, and hands it back. It's not, there's no saliva or anything.
Did he even drink it?
No.
She takes it, sits it down. Oh. Well, isn't that interesting?
So, Whisper, you're supposed to drink, and I'm going to lift my mug up and let some of the liquid...
It's like a sip.
Yeah, but I'm going to let it drip into my mouth and look at him like, see? You put the liquid in your mouth.
The liquid was in my mouth.
Without the cup.
You get another try, big fella?
The satyr is watching this and he goes, well, as interesting as all this is, I can't help but feel we've been brought together for a reason. I'm not sure what that reason is, though.
I mean, you brought us back alive? That's a very good reason in my book. Very, very good reason.
Call that my inability to say no to my sister. And I suppose as a secondary effect, just satisfying my curiosity.
Oh, okay.
What are you called? What do you go by? What name?
Ah, yes. I have many names. You may, I suppose, at this point call me the most powerful and grandiose host.
Saint host it is.
No, that would be inappropriate. I suppose if you want to refer to me in that manner, you can call me the most powerful and grandiose saint.
I think I'll call you humble.
You may not.
You are correct.
I suppose you could, but you would be incorrect.
MGH.
No.
The most grandiose and humble. The most... These words are confusing.
It is only appropriate in this moment.
So in another moment, it's going to change?
Yes. For instance, when you were brought back to life, you could have referred to me as the most powerful and grandiose revivalist.
Ah, I see. And now you're being a host to us.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Powerful and grandiose host.
So,
What are you called? Well, you I know, and he looks at Suna.
how do you know me?
He points over towards one of the pins, and sitting on a fence post is a gigantic bird that you personally saw talking with your father.
Ah,
I keep in touch.
I see. Okay.
Unless there is another individual who meets your specifications. I see a lot of your father in you.
That's,
Perhaps not. And he kind of gestures, to his stomach. This is not in that way.
Yeah. Retirement has been nice.
I suppose it was for all of us, really.
That I can
Until
see that.
a few months ago.
What happened a few months ago?
He points at Todoki.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
It's been eventful. More so than the last several hundred years, actually. Which I suppose is not a bad thing or a good thing. It just is. And the little girl goes, well, you didn't ask, but my name is the most precocious martyr.
That's a very fitting name.
Very precocious, yes.
He says, yes, you have no idea.
So she could be Master P?
No.
No? Oh.
Her job is very specific. And the reason she has her name is very specific.
Oh, Does
It's-
her name change like yours, depending on the moment?
No, it is most rude of you to refer to as anything other. Considering what she gave up for you to come back, all of you, I would hope you were slightly less rude about her name.
I apologize.
The little girl goes, apology accepted.
Thank you. So-
You're welcome.
What was your name again? Say it one more time.
The most precocious martyr.
Most precocious martyr. I will remember that.
What did you give up to bring us back? Why is martyr part of your name?
She kind of like digs her toe in the dirt and looks over at her brother, and he says, she doesn't like to talk about it. She's shy. She traded a portion of her, I suppose you would call it soul or life essence, to harness the magics that I channeled to bring you back.
Well, thank you, little one.
Most precocious martyr.
She says, I'm little, but I'm not a kid.
2,000 years old.
I wasn't treating you like a kid. My apologies. No
Well, good, because I'm not.
rudeness intended.
And she sticks out her tongue.
It was very good tea.
Thank you, I made it myself.
May I have a little bit more? Is there another cup?
Well, you don't have to dirty another cup. Although I do have some extra cups. Here, you can have this one. And she hands you another cup and then also refills the cup that's in your hand. It's there.
I drink both.
They are some kind of like floral vanilla-y tea. That's
So good.
that like by itself is like tooth-achingly sweet, but then when you put the sugar cane in it, it is just like sickeningly sweet.
So good. I love it.
Oh, it's better than that stuff. And she points at her brother's flask.
Aren't you still shit-faced Todoki?
Yes,
Just
I am.
imagining one of Suna's people with like a big Wilford Brimley mustache.
Diabetes.
It's a walrus folk. Why does everyone say that to me every time they pass me? What the hell is diabetes?
So,
The little girl says, "When are the others getting here? Do I need more? I'll go get more."
what others?
And she pats Suna on the knee and stands up and like brushes her dress down. Which now that you can see her, that dress doesn't look like it fits her anymore. It looks maybe like a size too big. And she goes in the house, and the most powerful and grandiose host says, "We're expecting," and he looks down at the cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then he looks at the one in your hand. 8 more. You should probably put that one back.
Okay, and I'm gonna slowly put it back.
He like refills each tea and goes, remember, nothing. Don't start anything. Especially you.
So when's the Emperor getting here?
I was gonna say, what kind of other 8 people are we getting?
He points down the hill, and emerging from the trees are 7 sovereignty troops, and they have a litter in between them. Bound to it is some kind of creature. As they get closer and closer, you see it as a troll of some kind, that they've just like lashed it to it and are carrying it up the hill.
And why are you allowing these people here?
This is a safe place.
Yes, he understands.
But why are you keeping them safe?
Why are they carrying a troll?
I don't know, I suppose.
Why am I not asking questions?
You discussed parley.
Why are you not throwing up all that stuff you just drank?
Why waste it?
That is also a very good question. It's been a very long time since I've seen someone stomach that much.
I mean, I could probably stomach that much, but I'm smarter than that right now.
Your tomorrow is going to be terrible, I'm afraid.
My today is terrible. I'm
That
afraid.
these have come here is interesting.
No, they have something up their sleeve, I am sure.
They know not to start anything.
Yeah, let's
I am
see
hoping-
if that works out.
I'm hoping
Uh-huh.
that you are at least equally as intelligent.
Oh, I'm more than intelligent.
Good, then we shouldn't have any issues whatsoever.
Why do you trust them?
I don't.
It is not them that are to be trusted, but the nature of this place that is trustworthy.
So what, this place is like special and won't allow people to be?
Yes.
If that were the case, he wouldn't tell you to behave.
I know.
So you can fuck it up.
It will punish those who transgress. Is that accurate?
No, my sister will.
Cheddar Biscuit, if I need to, I will sit on you.
Oh, I will be fine because of the most
You're
precocious
fine.
martyr.
All good. It'll be okay.
The most precocious martyr comes out, and she's got some more tea, and also what looks to be like a wooden barrel that has had the top sawed off of it, and it is full of this steaming, funky, like bubbling, grayish sludge. And she goes, "Oh, hey, they're here. Hey, hey."
Yes. Suna,
Yes, Suna. They're here.
I see. Are we excited that they're here?
We don't get many visitors, so yes.
Oh,
Although some of them are kind of mean.
yes, I agree.
That one's not. And she points at Todoki.
He's not, so far.
No.
For the most part.
He's kind of oozing.
The soldiers like step up. They get within maybe 20 feet of the house, and they set the troll down. And one of them, like draws his sword and puts it on the ground, and draws his spear and puts it on the ground, takes his shield from off his back and puts it on the ground, and raises both hands and comes walking up to the house.
Oh, that was disappointing. I was hoping for, knives coming from everywhere.
You can help that.
He the elf
Whisper is going to tie up Todoki with lines.
the elf says, "My people come in peace."
Heard that before, but for now.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh, yes. Do you recognize me?
And if we were anywhere but here,
Uh-huh.
I would be
All over me?
claiming that bounty myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try. It'd be fun
Yeah.
to watch.
Regardless, I have no business with you.
Oh, really?
We've come to speak to the healer.
What are you doing with the troll?
He is the troll.
This one, and he points at the troll, needs to be questioned and has swallowed some sort of poison. We would ask that you heal him so that we may speak.
So you want the guy to heal him so you can torture him some more.
We want to question him.
By
and
torturing
would
him.
be willing to do so here.
Will you let him go once you're done with your questions?
He looks at the healer, at the most grandiose and powerful host, who says he has no choice in the matter.
Okay.
Tra-la-la-la-la-la.
Whisper, can you, gag him.
Vine's going into Todoki's mouth.
This is not going somewhere I want it to go.
Todoki just no consent. No consent.
These are not consent-acles.
Okay, Whisper. Big buddy. Big guy. Doesn't have to go in the mouth. Just over. Just over.
What phrases you didn't think were going to be uttered tonight, but
Hey, Mike.
I do not understand.
Fuck you.
for it.
I do not understand where their sound comes from. I apologize.
I know this is new to you, big guy. But just across the mouth.
The most precocious martyr says, "Oh, I've got this one. I'll take care of it." And she walks over to the troll, and the sovereignty troops kind of part for her. And she goes, "Not here. Can you prop him up over there?" And she points at a tree. And soldiers, pick up the troll, carry him over, and then prop him so he's standing up against a tree. And she, walks circles around the tree and is looking at him. And, touches him. And we'll say those of you that are sober enough to see it.
So not Todoki.
Yeah, where she touches him, it just immediately crumbles. And she goes, oh, that's... I need an adult. And
I'm gonna walk over also.
the most powerful and grandiose host says, if you'll excuse me, please enjoy the tea. And the sovereignty troops all lay their arms down and go get tea.
There's sovereignty.
This becomes the most awkward
Muffle.
picnic.
Yeah, so the three of you that are, that were there before are now just sharing a porch with, a bunch of sovereignty troops who are just kind of like awkwardly staring back at you with these dainty little cups of tea in their hands.
Geo waves cheerfully.
One of the soldiers awkwardly holds up a hand and waves back.
That's a good boy.
My people are incapable of hatred.
Mine are.
I mean, obviously Todoki.
Suna.
Can I have followed?
Yes, you follow him over there. Mm-hmm. And he goes, yes, it's horrible. Yes, I don't think it's poison, though. And Martyr says, well, maybe not, but watch this. And she reaches over and pokes it in the leg, and it just crumbles like a clay pot. And he goes, terrible. Yes, most terrible. And he reaches up and undoes the lash across the troll's mouth. And says, dear fellow, I regret to inform you that you are not long for this world. I don't suppose you have any final requests, or barring that, any... do you have a next of kin? At which point the troll just nods down to Suna. And he goes, speak. And, one of his teeth just crumbles out of his head.
You want me to speak?
No, I think he wants to speak to you.
Oh. Okay. I'm listening.
The troll, looks at you and then looks at them. And the little girl goes, oh, it's a private moment.
Oh. Yes, I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Right. Well, I'm just going to go tend this grass over here. And he lets her lead him off, over in one direction.
Okay.
Leaving you alone with this troll.
Okay.
Who looks at you and says, Guardian?
Yes?
Suna.
Yes.
Good. And he kind of shakes his arms a little bit. Untie.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and untie him.
Mm-hmm. So you reach up and untie, and he pretty much falls to a knee, and where his hands and knees hit the ground, they just shatter. And he goes, "Message. Keep safe."
Okay, give me the message.
And he just like falls forward, and when he does, he explodes into a pile of rock shards. Where his stomach was, imagine, if you will, like the rock outline of a person, and right in the middle, where his stomach would be, there is a silk bag about the size of your head.
Okay, I don't want to pick it up because I don't want the guys to notice me picking up a bag, but can I open and look into it before I pick it up? Am I able to do that? Or do I have to pick it up?
If you, like, it is tied and wrapped
Okay.
tight.
So,
You could probably pick it up like real stealthily.
I was going to say, can I pick it up and like turn towards a tree right away like I look like I'm looking at the base of the tree at something?
When you pick it up, it starts to like sizzle in your hands.
Oh, you better do it quick.
Yeah, okay.
We're having tea over
Also,
here, so
Yeah.
to be fair, between drunk Todoki, talking mushroom man, and Geo just grinning toothily at these guys, I think we're pretty distracting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
everyone's keeping an eye on everyone else as far as you can see.
Then I'm going to hurry up and open it and...
So when you rip it open, inside there is a gigantic emerald that is sitting in a wrought iron frame.
Oh, of course.
Tucked into it is a letter.
I'm going to take the letter and drop the rest.
Okay. So,
Like it's hot.
yeah. When you open it up, there is a very flowery elven script that says, Suna, Galdrian, Ardith, and Iacus, I hope this finds you well. It's not my intent to have to force this on you, but Kiyoshi and Chiasa and I found some rumors of a terrible plot that was going to claim the life of the one true supporter that you had in Six-Way. We couldn't prevent that from happening, but we could encase his soul in this gem. We need you to deliver it to the Moots and find a way to resurrect the Emperor's son. Oh, and also, tell Ardith that for reasons that I can't get into, it's very unsafe for both of us to go home right now. One of our scaly friends should be in contact shortly. And it is signed Shannara. And on the back side of that page is, Suna, you've probably had a chance to look through Shannara's arcane formula book. There, in very, very tiny writing, appears to be a very complex formula.
So, most precocious martyr.
Oh no! What did you do? What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. He did it.
Oh,
He fell over and just crumbled.
oh, yeah. That was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
So, and I'm going to show her the formula portion of the letter. Do you know arcane formulas?
Oh no, my brother is the most powerful and grandiose arcanist.
Because of course he is.
Okay. Okay. So, could you do me a favor?
Sure.
No, you can't do me that favor.
Oh, I can try. I'm pretty good at stuff.
Yes, I'm not afraid of that. But
Oh.
if you are Fae also, you don't need to be touching the bag. Is there a way that we could get Geo over here without the soldiers really realizing? You know, like, do you need her help with something?
Oh. And she gives you like a big exaggerated winks. I got you.
Okay, okay.
And she walks about 10 steps and goes, "Hey, I need help over here." And whenever one of the soldiers like goes to stand up, she goes, "No, not you." And another soldier goes to stand up, "It's not you. That one. That one." And she points at Giovanna.
Sorry, boys, I'm being summoned. Big fella, make sure he doesn't do something stupid.
I would never, in all my days.
Uh-huh. Good job, pretty boy. Pat, pat.
One of the soldiers says, "Well, he already did something stupid by turning
Your
back on the
mother.
sovereignty."
Okay. No killing each other. Bye. So Gianna's gonna get up and like saunter over to the martyr and Suna.
And she goes, "I didn't really need you for anything. She wants your help."
Yes. So in this bag,
Uh-huh.
it has wrought iron, so it hurts when I touch it. Can you take the bag and keep it safe for me at the moment?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that it, Cheddar Biscuit?
yeah, that's probably what killed that guy.
Oh, the wrought. Oh, yeah. That's true.
How big is this bag?
It weighs probably about 30 pounds.
I meant dimensionally, how big is
Oh,
this bag?
it's about like a foot oblong
And that fit in his mouth.
in his stomach, yes.
No, I mean, in the stomach, yes, but down his gullet.
I mean, the trollish people are kind of like they grow back really fast. And
Okay,
her
so-
brother goes, "Regenerative." She goes, "Yeah, that
Okay,
word."
okay. So when they said he swallowed something, they really meant he opened up his own stomach and shoved it in there.
Maybe it took the back road.
Oh, I don't know. And without a body to, he got it in there somehow.
Okay, we'll run with that. No,
If it fits.
Gio's gonna shove the bag
Okay.
in her bag.
So, most grandiose. Are you still a host?
At the moment, no. What are you going to ask me?
So I have an arcanic formula that.
Arcanist, then, yes.
Okay. Can you take a look at it and at least tell me if you can do it?
He reaches into his pouch and pulls out a little set of spectacles and puts on his nose. And he, straightens out the papers. Yes. Yes. Well, what you're looking for is a gem approximately 9.5 by 12 inches ovoid.
We have that.
Yes. Well, then it's already done. And he,
Oh, okay. Can you reverse it?
oh, I see. Yes. No. No, this isn't my type of magic. I can see what it says. Who is this Sugihara fella?
Yeah, I don't know him. Kadoshi and the girl, I know.
Who?
Wasn't it?
He
Two girls.
he flips it over. Kiyoshi?
Kyoshi.
Kiyosha?
Yes. Yes.
I have no idea who they are either.
Oh, well, I know who that
Although the
is.
letter appears to have originated from this Shannara person.
Yes, and I know who Shannara is.
Ah, yes. Well,
Yes.
there you go.
So, apparently, the last known supporter of our forest of me has been turned into this gem
Ah,
by using that formula.
yes, that's unfortunate.
Yes. So, can we undo that formula?
I need a control Z.
I
Say we don't just want to return a corpse.
Oh, that's true.
Can Geo read the letter over his shoulder?
Yes. So I'm fairly certain you've worked with the Elven armies. You can read Elvish. So all of that.
Yeah, I think she's going to focus on the part which says Emperor's son.
Yes.
Like, what is this about the Emperor's son?
So, the Emperor has a son.
What's the Emperor's son name? I'm asking the GM.
The Emperor has many sons. You're probably not too up on court politics.
Okay.
But the letter does appear to indicate that his son is in the gym.
Yes.
He's a gym bro.
One of the Emperor's sons is in this gym,
Yes.
and he supported you.
My guess is based on, my friends and my friend. Not too sure how the other one became my friend or why he is helping when all he seemed to want to do is kill me.
That seems to be a,
Yes, I'm not sure about
Common?
that part. But, however, Shannara is a really good friend. And if she says that this son was one of my supporters, my guess is they were going to try to take him out because of what they're doing to the forest. They didn't want, my supporter there.
We're not going to tell them, are we?
No. That's why I had you come over and take the bag.
Just making sure, because it would be hilarious to watch their brains melt.
Oh, I thought it was because that one guy was drunk.
Oh, that'll be hilarious, too. I want to watch his mind blow, too.
I mean, yes, technically, I could have asked him, but he's drunk.
Very drunk.
And I don't want him coming over and just yelling what's in the bag and everything.
Well, right now he's yelling your mother to those guys.
I mean, so, anyways, my first task is, can you undo this formula to reincorporate the soul that is in this gem? If not, do you know how we can go about getting that done?
Well, this appears to be a powerful alchemic effect. Mm-hmm. I am the most powerful and grandiose many things, but alchemist I am not.
Okay.
I dabble in certain healing elements, but this is beyond my ken. And the little girl goes, I bet people at the moot know how to do it.
Okay.
And he goes, yes, that's a good point. I'm sure they do.
Are we able to get to the moot?
Well, it depends on where they called it. And he goes, I just happen to know someone who received an invitation.
Oh, yeah?
That bird.
Yeah, he points at the bird. He goes, I wasn't sure how to respond to it just yet, so I left it on unread.
So,
Two
Sometimes
can
you don't
play
dis-
that day.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't dismiss the tweet notification.
So, hear me out. In the idea of peace, okay? Can I be your +1? We go see the moots real quick, let them answer my questions about the gem and everything, and then we come back. And then we handle these guys.
You're going to leave me to babysit these people?
I mean, this is a safe place.
For how long?
Yeah.
I foresee an issue with that.
Well,
And the little girl goes, yeah, you can't really travel that far that fast with that. And she kind of, outlines the cage. Goes, wrought iron doesn't really transition to the forest shadow very well.
that would stay here with her.
Oh.
I would just
That's
bring
what
the
I got.
letter with the... But if we can't really travel there that fast, then that doesn't work either.
He says, to be clear, I have no intent of going there at all. I and my sister were enjoying a quiet and peaceful,
Sojourn?
let's call it a sabbatical.
Okay.
And the past several hundred years have been quite pleasant until this thing.
Sorry about that, but we're also appreciative.
To be fair, not Todoki talking, this is Mike. Suna does have a way of ruining 100 years worth of, peace, quiet, tranquility. So,
Caldera's.
it tracks, yeah.
He says, well, I imagine these sort of things will work themselves out
As we go.
as you go.
So then I guess my next question is,
Yes.
how do we handle them over there when they wanted to question him? And
I will simply tell them the unfortunate truth that he is no longer amongst the living. And they'll be on their way.
oh, that's that simple?
Yes.
You don't realize that since I came over here with you, it's going to be all my fault, right?
What are they going to do? Start fighting here?
Yes.
Why don't we try it my way?
Okay.
And the little girl goes, "Oh, I want to do it!" And she just runs off and goes, "Hey, that guy died. That guy died."
I'm going to be folding up the letter and putting it in,
And one of the troops comes over and goes, "And he didn't say anything before he died?"
He did, actually.
Oh, would you care to share that?
I mean, it was... Hi. He said hi. He wanted to be untied, and being of people I protect, I granted his wish of untying, and he fell to his death.
The soldier looks like he's going to say something and kind of rests his hand on where his sword hilt would be, and then just taps the empty hilt.
Smooth, bro.
Very well. He looks at the healer, at the little girl, and at the satyr, kind of gives them a bow. "I appreciate your efforts." And then they just walk away. They gather up their gear and walk away.
That went a lot smoother than I could have ever imagined.
I find this is going to,
Bite you in the ass?
yes,
Yeah,
in
probably.
some way.
The satyr shrugs and goes, "Well, that's how it goes sometimes."
I mean, I guess, but...
I once had a female acquaintance when I was on the Isle of Man. She was most insistent that and the little girl was like, "We heard the story, and they don't want to hear it, and I don't want to hear it, and I'm too young for it anyway." And he goes, "Yes, well, they didn't call
She
me.
actually liked biting you? Are you biting her in the butt?
They didn't call me the most powerful and grandiose lover for nothing."
Okay.
Okay, that's a little too much information.
I think most precocious martyr is correct. We don't want to hear the story.
Oh, yes.
Or he's not the bits involving that.
Oh, well. That's what I was going to do, and then you asked the question.
Motherfucker
So I felt your
took Galdrian's name.
so I felt your qualification deserved an answer.
Okay.
If you would like it, tell your father that I am, as they say, staying neutral. And he just puts a letter into your hand.
But how are you staying neutral when you helped me?
I also helped them.
Not really. You didn't let them question the troll.
He also didn't let us kill him.
Correct. And he says, "Do stop in again if you're in the area. Otherwise, you're welcome for your lives."
Yes, thank you. Although, more thank you to her.
She goes, "That's okay. I was tired of being 10.
10?
She looks down her body and looks up at you. "I was tired of being 10. I think 8 suits my personality a little bit more."
How old were you before we got here? 10?
I was 8, 9, and she points at Suna. And 10 points at you. 11 and points at Todoki.
Oh, she's not allowed to do magic till she's 30.
Say,
She'll never be 30 again.
So you went from 11 to
8?
back down to 8.
She holds up her fingers and says, yes.
Okay.
Someone stop that girl from doing magic, please. Someone don't let her do magic. I'm begging out of character.
So, you are her brother.
Yes.
And
What, do you think I enjoyed losing 3 years of my own?
Oh, how old are you?
How much time do you have?
You can't just give me a random number that's close.
Well, I would have to sit down and think about the actual concept of time and the passage thereof, and how many seasons I've been here and my life before. So suffice to say, a significant amount of time.
So 3 years to you is nothing, but it's obviously a lot to her.
3 years is significant to me in that a lot could be accomplished in 3 years. However, I find
yes, I destroyed a...
I find myself
thing.
3 years older and am being questioned for it.
Oh, wait, you're 3 years older.
Yes,
Interesting.
not particularly.
So you get older, she gets younger.
Well, she got older as she healed us, and then she went back down. When
No.
No.
No?
She went back down to heal us. She loses years when she heals.
Correct.
Okay.
It
He
is
gained
the nature
years.
of our bond.
She is significantly younger. I mean, that's
Yes, which is why I said you should be particularly thankful that she chose to
Oh,
bring you back.
I agree.
Good. Then we're all in agreement.
magic's
So,
weird.
is there anything we can do to repay you? Or her?
Keep the war from my glade.
We will do our best.
Then that will be. Oh, and tell your father.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, that you plan on staying neutral.
You may tell him, as far as he is regarded, my name is the most powerful and glorious retiree.
Okay. So, are you gonna wind up? And I gesture to my stomach like him.
No, I take care of myself.
Ah,
Because someone has to take care of her. And he points at the little girl who's doing cartwheels.
Well, she's precious.
For now.
I'm gonna have Mom make her a new dress and send it your way.
At this rate, it will not be an issue much longer.
What does that mean? Do you have more people to heal? That she's losing lives?
At the start of this whole thing, she was, we'll say, a young woman in the prime of her life. As was I, a young man, you might say. But in the last few months, things have escalated.
Yes, I've noticed.
So at this rate, I imagine these to be our final days.
Ah. Okay, that's very sad. Do you have any, wise words to give us as we leave? Any...
Yes.
Don't die.
He looks at you and says exactly that. I would imagine put the pointy end into the other person and not into yourself.
Yes, that's how swords work.
Also, the moots are that way, and he just points out a direction.
Okay, so...
Oh, also, if you're going to drink, eat as much as you drink.
Oh, fuck.
So you don't happen to have something that could, sober him up real quick, right? before we leave?
No.
Yeah, how long is that hanger gonna?
I warned him ahead of time. I think it's only fitting
Fair.
that he
You don't happen to have like an extra walking stick we can give him?
I can carry him.
he points and there's like just sticks on the ground. I'm sure any one of them will work.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab my stuff from the
I can
house.
carry him. It's no big deal.
I can walk
No, you
just
can't.
fine on my own.
No, you can't.
He gives a little whistle and the girl like stops playing and comes over. He goes, "It was very, very nice to meet you. And I hope that I get to see you again.
I agree. It's very nice to meet you.
And in case I'm not able to say it next time." And he goes, "I already told them." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Don't get killed."
Can I use a little bit of my nature magic and have a few flowers come up for her?
Sure.
And I'm gonna make some flowers for her and say these are for you.
She's like, "Oh, I will treasure them always."
Okay.
And he, gives you all a bow. I would say that it was nice meeting you, but, well, goodbye.
Gio's gonna turn to the martyr and be like, "Hey, you want to know what it feels like to fly, real quick?"
You say that to
The
her?
martyr. Yeah.
Oh, she goes, "Oh, I can do that."
I mean, without your special magic stuff.
"Oh, yeah. You want to race?
Well, that's not what I'm at here, kid.
Come on, let's race." And she just, like, jumps into the air, and butterfly wings sprout out of her back.
That's sure, fine.
And I
And
think,
Gio will race her back to the house.
I think that's where we'll leave, is with this satyr, like, leaning up against his porch post, kind of watching and shaking his head as Giovanna and the most precocious martyr fly circles around the glade.
I mean, she was gonna yeet the kid and catch her.
Oh,
That was the plan. Not the flying, but hey, we can do that.
you're in the magical forest. Mundane shit out of here.
I mean, Gio can toss her real high.
So, yeah, that's where we'll call it.
We're not dead.
We're gonna have to scrape Todoki off the ground.
Oh, he'll be fun for a little bit, and then he'll get annoyed.
So technically, next time, you can't say, "We didn't die last time."
GM killed us
That's true.
last time.
That's true.
He was getting real tired of that shit.
Now watch. We're still gonna say, well, we didn't die because fuck them. Here's my $5. Fuck you, Gary.
We didn't stay dead.
No, there you go.
Still counts.
Nope, we're not quite dead yet.
No, it just means I get to add you to the tally twice.
It's just flesh wounds.
Monty Python,
It's
not
a
a
light
sponsor.
one. It's more like a fleshlight.
Oh my.
Flesh light wounds is a whole different spell.
I don't want that spell book.
No, thank you.
So on the next episode, we'll be playing Fatal and Friends.
Not even at the $69 tier.
Next time, death by shake weight.
You know what? At the $69 tier, yes, I will recreate these characters in Fatal.
We will burn the Fatal rulebook.
And roast marshmallows over it.
I will.
I don't know. I wouldn't touch those marshmallows.
Those fumes have to be toxic.
All right. So having said that, find us at the places, do the things, leave reviews, tell your friends.
F-bombs.
Yeah, sponsor F-bombs,
Mouse stuff.
sponsor mouth stuff.
I'll do an F-bomb in your mouth stuff.
Fair enough. So that's all I got. We'll see you guys next time.